Yeah. We're gonna start with a 61-inch. Basically what we're doing is you're looking at an anvil edge with a 1/4-inch wrap on the deck. We do put a shock absorber in it. That's this piece of Mylar in here. It's got about 800 to 1,000 hours. This is the Mylar piece right here. What that does, that prevents any kind of fatigues on the welds and the metal. Also is our shock absorber. You drop it off going across the ground in 10 mile an hour, 11 mile an hour. It doesn't jar your teeth out of your head. So it's got a built-in shock absorber, tapered bearings just like your trailers would have right here, 2 of them. And then going to the deck side of it, what you're gonna notice, and this is on all of my mowers, just leave her like that. This is what we call a bridge. This has got 8-inch spindle housings in it. Everybody else on the market runs 4 and 6. By running 8, if you hit something like a stump, rock, or something, you're not gonna bend your metal. So it's double laminated. You can see that right here. 2 pieces of metal, 7 and 10 gauge, double laminated right here where it's right here as well. So this diamond shape is double lamination. It's thicker and stronger than 1/4-inch by itself because it's 2 pieces of metal overlaid. All right. Sir, you got some questions? No? But that's kind of what we're doing with the deck. Anvil edge front style, 1/4-inch wrap. Basically, we've been doing this for 20 plus years on this style. Been building this mower for 50 years like this. So that's what you're seeing we do different. Now this deck is the same as that mid mount right there, other than that plate across the front. You get to my bigger mid mounts, my 300s, 400s, 200K, horizontal shaft stuff, they're all built the same. So we have commonality between our blades and our belts, our bearings, our hubs. There's commonality between my mid mounts and my out front. Nothing changes there. So this hub will work in any of these mowers, okay? Now, the other thing we're doing different here is we're pushing the deck. So by pushing the deck versus carrying it, we don't get the scalping of the ground. We're pushing it so it follows the undulation of the ground better than carrying a deck with chains like we do on our mid mounts. We're also not putting all the deck weight. A mid mount, you have engine rate, you have rider weight, you have deck weight all being suspended, so that's why it's rougher riding in the first place. So we're pushing it across the ground. Not only that, feature that a lot of people like, everything's accessible from the top side. You don't have to lay on the ground to change the belt. You don't have to lay on the ground to change blades. As you can see, what we're doing here, everything again is fabricated 7 and 10 gauge. Nothing is just going to be 10 gauge by itself. 7 helps thicken everything up. 8-inch spindle housings with 6 bolts bolting it in instead of 4. So if you do hit something, it's not going to break the housing, shear or bolt off. You still have room to fix it. The other thing about it is, instead of buying this hub assembly complete, which is about $150, $160 for the whole complete hub assembly. Everybody else is $300. We can piece this back together, okay? Bearings are about $8 a piece, $9 a piece. 2 bearings, double seal bearings. We have a leacher inside this plastic cap right here. So when you grease it every 100 hours, you're putting 5 or 6 pumps of grease in it. And it mainly keeps the moisture and temperature down on the aluminum housing. We do have a steel housing you can put in these as well. You can change them over to put the steels in it. With aluminum, it keeps temperature down off the bearings. So anytime you get temper, you know how it is. It kind of takes away from the strength of it with heat. One other thing you're going to notice in what we do, we don't weld everything solid. There's a reason you don't weld everything solid. It creates weight. It also takes temper out of your metal. So everything we do is going to be spot welded for a reason. We have a replacement shrouding for that. If somebody should happen to bend one out, we can cut it out, put a new shroud in. weldment, whatever you want to call it. These are a high carbon steel blade. We get a lot of life out of them. The Rockwell hardness, I can't remember what it is exactly off the top of my head, but we do spec them to that. Again, pushing the deck versus carrying the deck. Out front will save on trimmability, save on ride. Everything's accessible. There's no crawling around on the ground, no need for an extra jack to change blades. What you're going to see here is a rubber isolated, I call it a 3-piece frame system. A lot of people beg to differ with me. We do have a bottom piece. This middle piece right here, I can unbolt this out. 3-piece being the seat itself. Running to my tandem pump system on my 700. Direct drive, we're not robbing horsepower. For belt pulley system, last maintenance points with the belt, it's direct drive. So therefore the maintenance on it is null and void. 1,000 hours before we touch the transmission change on it. Most everything you're going to see is going to be 1,000 hours, except our hydro gears. We do a 25 hour to 500 hour, which is going to be in the 200 series sitting over here behind me. By running this tandem, we're running 16cc pumps, 18cc wheel motors, I do believe is what it is on this transmission. Again, no wear points, no gears inside the transmission, pressurized system. Runs off the surface of a thumb for your piston barrel system on the inside of it for the way it works. Again, very minimal maintenance. Coming to the engine, it's going to be your displacement. We can do a Kohler 25 horse, or we can do a 29, 35 horse in the air-cooled stuff in the 700 series. Run a 2-belt system on the clutch on the back. It's got a 2-year manufacturer's warranty on the clutch. Engine's got a 3-year commercial warranty on it. Dual tail wheels. Again, going across the ground, we're carrying weight. We're trying to take that weight and that abuse off of the driver. 8-gallon fuel tank. Come to the seat, we're running a Grammer seat system. It's an upgraded seat system on this machine. It does tilt in the back for the rider's comfort. Have air lumbar in the back of it there to help support the rider. We also set the weight of this seat to the driver with the arrow in the middle, pointing when it's good to go. Roll up, down. You can roll these up and down, set it for the rider. Quick adjusting handles as well. That's pretty well going to be the bulk of what we do with our out front. Again, the ride is better because we're not carrying deck weight, we're pushing it. And we're carrying 4 wheels for engine and driver. So it's kind of what we do different with it. You asked me about the color. Love the color. 10 years, this machine's still going to look good when everything else is fading out with the other brands. That's why that is earth tone colors for a reason. We run foam grips because it keeps the neuropathy out of your hands and fingers versus the hard rubber grips. We isolate this, and I was going to show you this. That's the other thing I missed. If you'll notice, the transmission and the engine are sitting in their own cradle, independent from the frame system on it. Everything's going to be rubber isolated down in the front of it, along where the engine bolts in. If you'll notice, this piece all bolts in here. It has rubber bladders on the corners. We're rubber isolating the seating compartment, even though it is a suspension seat. So that is another creature comfort, independent, keeping the vibration out of your feet, your hands when you're mowing with the mower. Keeps some neuropathy creeping in, hands falling asleep. But seriously, you don't think about it till you see it for yourself. Everybody else runs a rubber grip on it. If you're on this mower for 10 hours, you're not going to have that stinging feeling in your hand over time because it's foam. Yeah, we replace it every 2 years, $3 or $4 a piece, and go back to it. So that's kind of what we're doing in a nutshell on the out fronts. Come to the mid mounts, a lot of similarities. Deck is the same as that one. These are what we call a 4X deck, being a rear discharge. Our rear discharge deck is different than everybody else's because it has a 4th blade in the middle. Nobody else has a 4th blade in the middle. We have what we call a thrower blade on our rear discharge decks. You can look right here. Back here is another housing where the 4th blade mounts to. It's probably 15. This is a 72, probably a 17-inch thrower blade. I can't remember exactly, 15 or 17. But what happens, that keeps the windrows from happening, so you can mow up to 6-8 inches without having a windrow look. All right, going to leave a beautiful cut just like the rest of our mowers. Deck construction though is the same as the out front on our M1s, all our horizontals. This is actually a 40 horse big block, 400 series. This is running 19 cc pumps with 21 cc wheel motors. Okay, so you're bigger, robust. We can put baggers on them, and the bagger can have 500, 800 pounds of weight in it, and it's not going to overwork our transmissions. That's why we oversize and build everything bigger for weight, so we don't have to worry about undersized, getting one hop, burning it up. Big block, 40 horse EFI. I'm a big proponent of the 29, the 35. Been around them a long time. Plenty of horsepower. You go to rear discharge. Rear discharge does not take horsepower to run it because all the blades are turning the same direction on this. With the extra blade, it doesn't have to have horsepower. You could take a 25 horse and put a rear discharge on it. It's going to mow probably just as good as a 40 horse because we're venting everything out the back instead of going from left to right. So a lot of advantages of this. This machine here is our biggest machine we build. We also build it in a diesel model as well. It does have, like I said, the bigger pumps and wheel motors, same deck construction. This machine will be a little wider, a little longer than our 300 series. Our 200 series will be a little narrower, a little shorter. Just going to be the stature and the model of the machine. 400, big block. Grammar seat comes factory. This comes standard, grammar seat and lights on all 400s, all 900s. So 900 is going to be a little bigger than the 700 we looked at just previously. So any questions on any of that? Again, horizontal shaft, everything is accessible on the top side. So when I want to change belts out on this machine, I do have to take a 3/8, pull these shields off, and get to my belt. But I can do it from the top side. Coming to the back side of it, same thing here. I'm not crawling underneath this machine except to change the blades on it. Everything else belt-wise is accessible from the top side. Maintenance points accessible from the top side. And let's talk about maintenance points. This machine here has 5 grease sertings. You got a grease cert here, one on the end down there in front of you, bow, and one on the other side, and then one on each wheel. Double taper bearings here. We take these apart, take the dust cap off, repack the bearings like a trailer. I don't do it, but every 3 or 4 years. So your maintenance on the machine outside of oil changes is very minimal. 100 hours grease cert daily for these. Every 8 hours we grease the wheels. So that's all the maintenance you're really doing in this one outside of changing oil. That's really about all I got on that one. Grease certs on, you go to my out front, we got 7, actually 9. We got 2 on the front wheels every 8 hours, 2 tail wheels every 8 hours. This slide shaft, we do have a grease cert. It's right here on the bottom. This slide shaft, you will grease that every 8 hours. So those 5 grease points get it at 8 hours. The 3 deck get it every 75 to 100 hours as an oil change needed. This one here, we recommend at 50 hours. I do air-cooled engines. We have a grease cert on the dry shaft every 100 hours. We put a pump of grease in it, slow, about every half a shot with a hand grease gun. Slow, not fast, because you will knock the seals out of them. That's basically. Oh, now he shows up. Did you get all that? That's a lot.
I got 14 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.